What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the My Player Career Mode. From the next episode, in episode number 77, guys, we are going to have a live episode to you, or for you guys to watch. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. I've managed to get my computer kind of, sorted. By the way, let me know if you kind of see a difference in quality on the videos, because I don't know if it's just me or if it's just kind of like the way I'm seeing stuff, but personally speaking, I kind of feel as though it looks different to how it used to do. On like, I don't know if it's just me or if it's just the way I'm kind of seeing stuff and the way it's just my eyes going and playing a bit tricks. But I don't know. The new computer has come into play, and I want to tell you guys right now, it's so much of a lifesaver knowing that my computer's not going to restart in the mid of rendering or in the mid of doing something like commentary. It's just so nice to have, because it means I can now get the videos out and know exactly when they're actually coming out. So yeah, it's a massive bonus to be able to say that. If you watched the earlier on episode or the earlier video earlier on, it would have been a 4 o'clock upload of Las Palmas Career Mode. So if you haven't already watched it, go back and watch it. I recommend you guys do. Of course, like I've said before, in that episode, if there's any Spanish people here, for whatever reason, watching this video, or people who from another language, actually, who English isn't their first language, if I'm talking too quickly for you guys, just hit me up with a comment down below. Let me know, because as I've said previously, I always talk very, very quickly. It's something I've always done. So if I'm ever talking a little bit too quickly for you guys to understand, hit me up with a comment. Just say, yo, Danny, slow down a bit, mate, and I'll do that for you guys. So yeah, just let me know in the comments below if you ever a time you can't quite catch what I'm saying because I'm speaking too fast. But for any of you guys watching this edit video right now, you guys all have been amazing for the support you've shown on the channel. As I've said before, we hit 8,000 subs, which I never thought I'd actually get when I started doing YouTube. It's crazy. I started basically as a hobby, and then of course it's turned into something that's kind of like 8,000 people watching, and then who knows, maybe we'll hit 10k one day. And when we do that, that'll be pretty cool to see as well. But 6 minutes into this game here, as we are taking on Celtic in the Champions League here, looking to get ourselves out of the group as winners if we possibly can. I've mentioned this before. I see this as the best chance we're going to have of winning the Champions League. This Real Madrid squad are so good in every single position, defensively, in goal, midfield, and of course up front with us, that I feel as though we can win the Champions League here. And we got off to a good start there. Martial forcing in the keeper into a good save, and then 14 minutes on the clock, I managed to get myself a chance. I managed to play the ball through the gap here to our teammate, and he finishes it off wonderfully well. Our 25th assist of our career here at, or not just at Real Madrid, of course, in the entire series, as James is the man to put the ball in the back of the net. 15 minutes on the clock. Real Madrid 1, Celtic 0. If you remember the reverse fixture when we went over to Scotland to take them on, I ended up scoring, what was it? Was it 4 or 5 goals in that one there? So we ran ragged in Scotland. So in that case, they must have been fearing me again in this one. But it would have been expecting me to strike that. You know, I probably would have done in times gone by. But I decided I was going to be unselfish, play the ball through and get ourselves the lead, which is the right thing to do. You know, we want to be scoring goals. And even if it's not just me, we want to be winning games as well. So we got ourselves off to a decent start there. 16 minutes in, grabbing an assist. And of course, the James with the goal. And like I said to you before, we ran ragged in Scotland. So if that's anything to go by, Celtic have got a big job on their hands to try and get themselves back on level terms in this one. If you consider the fact that I scored 4 or 5 in Scotland, I'm looking as if I could do it again here. And we did actually have our first chance, or our first shot of the game, in the 87th minute. And it was a decent save by the keeper. And then the corner cross comes back in. I tried to win the header. Couldn't quite do it, unfortunately. So in all honesty, guys, it was one of them situations where I kind of thought to myself, we're not going to quite get ourselves the goal here, as I did have one more chance, and I actually got into the area, and another great one-handed save from the keeper, again, denies me the opportunity to grab myself a goal in this one. So they kept me quite quiet here, the Celtic, credit to them, and it meant we only went on with a 1-0 victory, but it's still a victory nonetheless. You know, we're moving to a very decent spot in the group stage now, and that's 4 games played, and we're still top of the group, so in that case, we're doing pretty well. Dortmund as well, beating FC Porto, means that they are currently sat just below us as well. So we're on to 4 games with 3 points clear, and if we go on to win, I think we're playing Dortmund next, actually. So if we do win that one there, we'll be through as group winners. So it's all coming down to the next game up against Borussia Dortmund. So we'll have to see exactly what we are able to do in that one. But regardless for that, we move past that. We beat Celtic 1-0. We got ourselves the win of the opening game of the episode. That's great. Moving into the league now, where it's still on world class, by the way, guys, as we are taking on, I do believe, I can't remember. Is it Eibar? I think this is Eibar, actually. And you may have told by the title, there is a free kick coming up in today's episode. It's our first ever free kick goal of our career. I'm yet to score one, and that's mad. To have 70-something episodes of a series and not have scored a free kick yet, unless I'm just like mind blanking here. I may have scored one, like, not really like an actual free kick set piece where it's like passed to me or something like that. I'm pretty sure I've scored one of those, but I haven't actually scored from a dead ball situation where I've been just me be over it and there's a wall in front of it. I haven't scored one yet. So there's still one of those to come in today's episode. And let me just tell you this, it's not the cleanest free kick, but it's a free kick and it goes in nonetheless. So I'm taking it, I'm counting it, you know. It's taken me 76 episodes to get here, to score the free kick. That you guys can't take it away from me now. I'm telling you that right now. So don't try. Although the keeper makes an absolute howler of it, you'll see exactly what happens later on in this episode. But still, I'm counting it, guys, because it's my first ever one of the series. So you can see the team on your screen. Fantastic lineup here we got at Real Madrid. We've got squad in depth as well. You know, we've got some decent players coming through in our squad that's not just playing first 11 football at the moment. We win a free kick here, 3 minutes on the clock, as I said to you guys. And, of course, it's just shaping up to be me hitting this one. I'm a bit surprised I was giving it, actually. I thought it was going to be James Rodriguez. The wall steps up nicely. There it is, going over the wall and into the back of the net. 4 minutes on the clock. As you can see, 1 out of 1 goal from free kicks. So it must have been our first goal of a free kick situation. We also get the free kick accuracy a bonus as well there for scoring our first free kick. And also our 15th goal from outside the box. Meaning, guys, we've got ourselves our first free kick. We've broken the duck. We've got ourselves off. And hopefully now that's a thing of or something to come in the future. We'll score a few more free kicks. But like I said, you have to say the keeper there should be saving it. And if he goes with his, I think he goes with his right hand in the end. If he goes with his left, for me, he makes a save. So a bit questionable by the keeper there. But you know what? I'll take it. I said to you guys, you can't take it away from me. Our first free kick. I'm not letting you take that one away from me here. As we went through again. Lovely strike coming back off the post. The cross comes in. I'm unmarked in the area. There it is. 22 minutes on the clock. Eibar 0. Real Madrid 2. Now, I've got both goals in the game so far, and we have over 70 minutes or so to play in this one as we look to get ourselves a hat-trick in the game. How cool would that be to grab ourselves a hat-trick here? But we're shaping ourselves up to possibly even get that hat-trick. I mean, you can see, I was totally unmarked in the area. I don't score many headers in this series, and it's something that I always like to try and improve on alongside free kicks, obviously. But it's nice when you get them. And to score a free kick and a header, it's not, you know, both goals there. They're 2 goals that you wouldn't really associate with me personally in terms of this series. You know, we don't score many headers, we don't score many free kicks, and that's our first one, actually. So, yeah, it's a bit like penalties, really. I'm hit and miss with headers, but we get ourselves through 82 minutes on the clock. You can bet your bottom dollar. There it is. Hat-trick. 3-0. Game over at this point. Eibar, honestly, they must have been tilted, because to concede the first ever free kick of my career and for them to have the team that's done it, you know, I've played somewhat of over probably 200 games now in this series, or something on, you know, at least 150 I'd say. And the fact that we ended up playing almost 150 games without scoring a free kick, and Eibar are the team that conceded one against me, I'm sure that if that was the case, you know, you'd have commentators talking about it all the time, saying that's my first ever free kick, blah, blah, blah. And they'd be pretty tilted. I know I would, for sure. If I'd conceded the first ever free kick of somebody's career and they'd played over 150 games and I was the team that did it, I'd be tilted, seriously. So, it can only say that, guys. We got ourselves a hat-trick, a decent little game for ourselves so far. Eibar with a corner here, they make a massive mistake. And eventually the ball comes back to me, and you'll see this is a lovely little turn that I managed to do here. I had to come so deep to get the ball. Drove past one defender there, gave the pass up here as I saw the run coming in from my teammate. Get a lot of luck. The defender slides in, doesn't quite make the interception. It comes back to me on the right-hand side. Was not expecting it. Managed to cut inside with a little, I guess, feint back inside with the little kind of, I guess, what is it, step over kind of thing. Cut it back, curl one, top bins, 4-0. Get ourselves 4 goals in a single appearance here at the club. So I don't know what to tell you guys. Seriously, like, honestly, sometimes when I play this game, it's either I have a really quiet afternoon and I don't really do too much, or I just run ragged. Now, a lot of the time when I score 2 goals as early as I did here, it eventually gets to the point where Eibar are having to commit men forward, so I can kind of understand if we get more chances like we did there, for example. But to have 4 goals in a single game is absolutely unbelievable. And I've said this previously, you know, with the fact that, like, the Real Madrid team is so damn good, honestly, I don't see us losing that many games in this division. Now, like I've said previously, I always like to have to go to a team where even if I'm not playing well or even if I'm not playing, they can still get results. And I personally think that if Real Madrid have needed a goal and I wasn't playing well, they could certainly get it. So, again, I go back to my point of this is probably going to be the best team that I've played in this series. You know, this is the most likely chance I'm going to have at winning the Champions League, but it's also going to be the best team that I'm going to have for league performance as well. Sometimes when I'm not playing too well, they do the job, even if I'm not, I guess, playing all that great. But it's always nice to see that, you know, because at the time at City, of course, when I got injured and we were top of the table with like 6 points clear with only like 8 or so games to go. So to have that situation and then as to lose it after being 6 points clear and I wasn't involved until the last 2 games after we'd already lost the title was frustrating. You know, it's one of them situations where I thought the league title was wrapped up. And then to see us lose it was just agonising. I'm not going to lie, because I wanted to get ourselves a Premier League winners medal before we left it, because that's the only trophy other than the Champions League that I might want to win in my career. So maybe before the end of the series, after we've won the Champions League, I'll have to go back to the Prem and see if I can get my hands on a Premier League winners medal. But like I said, we should have had one at Man City. So the fact we didn't is frustrating, but we move on to better things, because Real Madrid are certainly a decent team, and they are one that I firmly believe we can have a lot of success with. Right now, our goal scoring record here is looking pretty damn impressive as we move into the third game of today's episode against Malaga here. 6 minutes on the clock, opening chance of the game. Does fall my way. The form I'm in, you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to score, but unfortunately, he comes back off of the crossbar, and it's not 1-0 for us. We get ourselves a corner, though. 15 minutes on the clock at this stage. I went for the short corner. A bit of a mistake by me. I don't know what I tried to do. It was a very, very delayed free kick, or corner kick, sorry. And then it comes back out to left-hand side. Great ball in. And an unlikely scorer of a volley is Rafael Varane in the middle of the box. So we took the lead here against Malaga. If you remember back as well, guys, we actually end up with a replay against them in the Copa de España. Or if it's a replay or if it's an aggregate, I'm not quite sure, because I've recorded the episode and it did come up saying 1-1 aggregate. So I don't know if there's like a two-leg situation, or if it's just it should have said replay rather than aggregate, or if, in case it does that all the time, I don't actually notice it. But certainly, guys, Malaga are no pushovers, and they have a very decent team. So 77 minutes in, when they did this, and we ended up with a clearance, a fantastic clearance as well, may I add, to give ourselves a clean sheet, effectively, if that one ends up in the back of the net as a strike comes in, is very good. You know, we could have gone on to draw this 1-1, so it was an important interception, that one there. And in the 83rd minute, Malaga committed some men forward, trying to get themselves back in it. They saw themselves in limelight as they almost got themselves a goal back. And they ended up giving me this chance. And when I get through like this, guys, a low-driven shot into the back of the net. 5 minutes left to play. Real Madrid 2, Malaga 0. So although Malaga were kind of picking up steam and had a couple of chances late on, and they could have easily been 1-1 if our defender doesn't get back on the line and clear that chance, then they found themselves 2-0 down. So it's like a mountain to climb in effect now. And it looks as if with 5 minutes left to play, it would take something spectacular to break down this Real Madrid defence and get themselves back on level terms. Or so I thought. And then, straight from kickoff, Malaga, with the ball at their feet, end up making an absolute howler here. Two players getting away of each other. The chance is given away. A first-time strike from me. An absolute rifle. Bang. Back of the net. And I will reiterate a point here I've made before. We have something crazy like 99 finishing. High 90s shot power. High 90s long shots. High 90s volleys. Our pro right now in this game is insane. We are unbelievably talented in terms of our attributes and our overall, that it's becoming so simple, and I can do stuff like that I would not have been able to do had we have been 76 or 77 rated. So the fact that we are 93 rated is a massive bonus, and that is the only reason why probably my goal scoring record is sensational. So, you know, like I said before, if we weren't this good, and if we didn't have that many good teammates around us, our goal scoring record certainly would not be this high. But it is. So kudos to the team. Kudos to me, of course. I grabbed myself 4 against Eibar, and we grabbed ourselves 2 in that game there against Malaga. We had 7 shots in total. Didn't really want to show you the other 5 because they were more hit and hopes rather than anything serious other than that. So yeah, that's going to end the episode off though, guys. If you've enjoyed this one, I'd appreciate a like rating. As always, thank you for your continued support on the channel. As I mentioned earlier, there is a 4 o'clock upload that went out earlier on of the Las Palmas career mode. So if you're interested, go ahead and watch that one if you haven't already. And I will catch you all, hopefully, with another video from tomorrow. So what I will say as well, just before I end the episode off, guys, I want to say massive thank you for 8,000 subscribers. I already touched upon it before, but to get to this stage is crazy. And it just seems as though, like, everything's, like, weird. And I wouldn't have expected to get to 8,000. So everything to you guys who have clicked that red subscribe button. So if you're new to the channel, do hit that subscribe button. And I will catch you all with another video from 4 PM tomorrow UK time. Don't miss it. Adios.